Integrity is honoring your word, which I had no clue until I learned that life does not work without integrity. Like anywhere your life is not working, integrity is missing. Period. End of story. Can you handle how good you can be, right? It's that we fear our power, how powerful we could be. So we sabotage ourselves. But it's like, oh no, we can't be that good. So we throw like a wrench in there to be like not as perfect as we think we could be. So allow yourself to be powerful. Like, I don't need a vice. I don't have to have a vice, right? It's not something I have to have. I don't have to go search for a new one. So being clear that like little Jolie's growing up, big Jolie took care of little Jolie and now we're both grown up and I don't have to be a bad girl. And if I want to be a bad girl, it's not being bad if I eat a cookie, right? So it's like, how crazy can we get in our heads of I'm bad if I eat a cookie, right? And then who says who? So we got to work our way around those disempowering thoughts that we have in our head. So integrity. Integrity is the act of honoring one word and keeping an empowering context. What does that mean, an empowering context? Well, I'm going to tell you what it means from Alicia's example. Alicia, 2 weeks ago, remember she had the OGC, she had the group, but then she needed to sleep. And then she needed to go to, she was waking up for Hong Kong. So she had Hong Kong, but she had to sleep. And then she had the flight the next day. So she had to decide, should I do the OGC? Should I sleep? Oh, and then she had this rave. She was like, I'm going to a rave. I can't come. That's an empowering context. So she has the commitment here to be here. She promised herself to be here. She promises us she'll be here. She's part of the group. It's important. All of you are important to how the dynamics of the group. That's the point of group coaching. That Rami says something and it affects Zoe when she gets home. And Jay says something and all of a sudden Simon thinks about it when he gets home. You never know how you're affecting the other people. That's why also be fully self-expressed, because you never know who you're going to save. You never know who you're going to help. You never know who you're going to inspire. So when she was like, oh, I have a rave, I can't come. That's empowering context. That's supporting who she is, what she wants to do in the world. So when you have two things that you have commitments and you made promises to, kind of like I told Alan I would do dinner Friday. And then I said, Alan, now I cancel early enough. I say, oh, I have this family making me dinner for my birthday. That's my empowering context. I have to choose. I have two things and I got to pick one over the other. So it's empowering, but it's not empowering if she was like, I'm going to the gym and I can't make it. She could go to the gym another time. Or the time that she said she didn't sleep, but she was going to make it, or she canceled one thing, that other example where she canceled one thing and she didn't want to do two things she said she didn't do. So she made the choice. That's where choice comes in. You make a choice with an empowering context. What she chooses is better than here. So putting your bananas in the freezer, every time you don't put the bananas in the freezer, life does not work. There's no integrity because there's no empowering context that could be better. The only empowering context that could be is if you locked yourself out of the house, or you couldn't get home, or you were out and you slept out and then you couldn't make it and you didn't want to drive home to put the bananas in the freezer. So those are reasons that could be empowering. Like, I'm not going to drive an hour to put the bananas in the freezer, so tomorrow I'll put extra bananas in the freezer. So integrity is honoring your word, which I had no clue until I learned that life does not work without integrity. Like anywhere your life is not working, integrity is missing. Period. End of story. Like if your relationship's not working, your time management's not working, your job is not working, there's something you're saying that's not in alignment with what you really want, and you're not following through on it. Yay, welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of my group and for joining. And you're going to get weekly emails, 1-2 punch emails. It's going to be a 1-minute rest message video from me, jam-packed with value, and then 2 questions to ask yourself. I will always make associations to boxing because you are the champion of your own life, and boxers are champions and they're heroes, and they go through major adversity to come out on top. And that's what we will be doing together. So stay tuned for these awesome emails. And the 1-minute video will be jam-packed with value, and then 2 questions to ask yourself. Quick, easy, and a lot of return. Stay tuned and enjoy.